Good morning and welcome to the Forex Market Wrap, brought to you by Pepperstone on Thursday the 7th of September 2017, and I'm Darren Sinden. Right, let's take a look at overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. I just want to focus on two items here. First of all, dollar Canada, and we'll have a look at that in a moment, and secondly, euro dollar. Now, the reason I focused on these two is because it was interest rate decision day for the Bank of Canada yesterday, and the same is true of the ECB and the euro today. Okay, now the Bank of Canada caught the market on the hop. You may remember that we talked about this yesterday. We suggested that the market believed that they would raise rates, but not until October. But they did it yesterday. Canadian rates rising by a quarter of a percent to 1%, and you can see here the sharp move in the Canadian dollar versus the US dollar on the day as a result of that action. Right, what's on the calendar today then? Events that will move the market. Well, we've already had some data out of Australia, which we'll look at in more detail shortly, including retail sales and the trade balance imports and exports data for July. And then to come at 9 o'clock, to whet our appetite, shall we say, 9 o'clock GMT that is, we have GDP data out of the Eurozone for Q2, both quarter on quarter and year on year. And then the main event, 11:45 GMT, 12:45 London time, the ECB interest rate meeting and decision. And then to bridge the gap until the press conference at 12:30 GMT, we have continuing jobless claims out of the States and initial jobless claims as well, alongside unit labour costs and non-farm productivity. And then 12:30, eyes down for a full house. Mario Draghi will be speaking, policy statement and press conference following the interest rate decision, and possibly details of a QE taper that would have been announced 45 minutes earlier. And to finish the day off, if you've still got any breath left after all of that, at 2300 GMT, the Federal Reserve's William Dudley will be speaking in the States. Okay, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye today. Well, first of all, news from yesterday really, but the Fed Vice Chairman Stanley Fischer resigned unexpectedly and will leave the Federal Reserve in October. Australia's trade surplus data undershoots forecast by almost half, a figure of 400 million below forecast in fact, and retail sales were also flat in the country for July. The good news, or not as it were, two more Atlantic storms, Jose and Katia, have now become hurricanes, says the FT. And Shinzo Abe is to meet Vladimir Putin. The Japanese Prime Minister and Russian President will sit down today at a meeting in Vladivostok. Right, food for thought, something to take away with you into the trading day. And why not think about this morning, as the ECB Council gather in Frankfurt for today's key meeting. How much influence will the chart opposite have on their decision? And the chart here is Brent crude oil priced in euros. This feeds directly into the market's expectations about European inflation, and in fact is probably a directional influence. I think that's pretty fair to say. At the minute, crude is rising, or crude prices are rising in euro terms, so that may perhaps influence the ECB decision today. We shall see. Okay, take a look at the risk warning, please. Trading FX and CFDs on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks or have any other questions, then please contact your Pepperstone account representative. Thank you.